Hello, friends. Welcome back to the Festival of Hope. I know that I don't look very much like I'm going to be talking about Hawaii, but I am excited that this week on the Festival of Hope, we're going to be exploring the Hawaiian tradition of Makahiki. It is such a cool, it's actually a season, so it covers between 3 or 4 months, and it is still celebrated in Hawaii today, which we'll talk a little bit about in a minute, and we're obviously going to talk about all week. But I was so sort of enthralled with the idea of Makahiki. I love Hawaii. I have a lot of personal, beautiful memories there. It is one of the places that I feel most, just sort of peacefully disconnected. So I don't know if any of you have special memories of Hawaii, but if you do, please put them in the chat because I'd love to hear about your connection to Hawaii, whether it's a special trip or a time of year or a place that you love. I'm a big fan of Maui. Maui is our island, and I just every single time I step off that plane and into that beautiful Hawaiian air, I feel settled, which is the perfect thing to sort of segue into the tradition of Makahiki, which is basically the harvest time for Hawaii. And so this is a 3 to 4 month period where the idea in the past, when early history of Hawaii, this time of year was a time to take a break from all warfare. So it was time for a peaceful sharing of festivities, games, and feasting. So this was the time to sort of celebrate the abundance of the harvest. It was a time of renewal and a time to thank the gods for the abundance of the prior year, and to ask them for prosperity and blessings in the year ahead. And so I'm finding what's so interesting about the Festival of Hope research that we're sort of doing in the background is how many of these shared traditions really have a basis in such a similar theme, right? And so always it seems that this harvest time is a time to celebrate abundance, to really, as sort of the Thanksgiving holidays encourage us to do, sort of take grateful stock of the blessings that we have, the abundances that we have in our lives. But it felt actually particularly meaningful that this time of Makahiki is a time of peace. That it's a time to set down all of the things that would divide us and to instead celebrate the things that sort of bring us together. Another part of the tradition that I thought was lovely is that many of the tribes would bring to their chief their sort of offerings, their communal offerings, and then the chief would redistribute the abundance around the tribe. And so it's kind of a time for not only us to celebrate our own abundance, but to share our abundance. And so we're really looking forward to exploring the Hawaiian tradition of Makahiki. We have some unique experiences for you this week. So first of all, Ricky Degelman is the son of our one of our program coordinators, Kath McCormack, who oversees, she's a consultant for all of our programs and sort of oversees our efforts to keep all these programs going for widowed people. And her son is living in Hawaii and has a really special connection with Hawaiian tradition and culture. And he'll be sharing some of his from Hawaii. He'll be sharing some of his Hawaiian friends and talking about his special connection with Hawaii. So you're going to see Ricky tomorrow on our community video. He'll be joined by a friend whose name I do not know, otherwise I would tell you. But I know it's going to be beautiful, and it's going to be coming to us straight from Hawaii, so that's very exciting. And then we are working on a special opportunity to experience some of those Hawaiian cultural traditions on Thursday for our Zoom call. One other thing that I thought was really cool about the experience, the tradition of Makahiki, is that there's traditionally a whole set of games that happen. So they are games that initially were designed to help keep the warriors in shape while they were taking time off for peace and prosperity, and now include a variety of types of games. And the games are not only physical, but mental, strategic. So people of all ages were able to participate. And while there were some that were specifically designed to test your physical prowess, there was also others designed to test your mental prowess. And so they really did have an opportunity for the whole community to join into this festival, which would go on from tribe to tribe, and which people shared with their families, with their friends. So it is really just a beautiful time in Hawaiian tradition, but also felt so exactly what we need right now, as we in the US settle into moving forward through these end of this intense year, which we've of course shared with our community members around the world. So as we're settling into the end of 2020, it felt like such a beautiful break. So I'd like to invite you to join me in kind of really diving into this idea of Makahiki and celebrating abundance, not only celebrating your own abundance, but finding a way to share that abundance with someone else. So let's celebrate abundance, share abundance, decide that we are going to take this time of peace and renewal to, look forward to a prosperous 2021 and to share that prosperity with the people around us. So that is what we've got planned for this week. This is the first year I've ever even heard of Makahiki, and so I'm excited to learn more about it from Ricky and from our friends in Hawaii. Also, I just want to give a shout out to Camp Widow Virtual. So we do have our Camp Widow Virtual event coming up November 20th to the 22nd. And Saturday night, we'll be doing a luau. And during our luau, we will be learning how to hula dance. So we'll have hula lessons from an instructor also coming to us from Hawaii. So it feels like we've got a lot of Hawaiian tradition going on here. During the first week here in Southern California, where wearing a sweater was necessary for staying warm to go out of the house. So I feel like it's the perfect day to be wishing myself in Hawaii, and really practicing that sense of renewal and abundance and gratitude that comes with the festivities of Makahiki. So that's what we've got for you this week. I hope you are going to stay tuned in, because I think this is such a beautiful tradition, and I am looking forward to sharing it with you. So be well, everyone. Take good care, and I will look forward to seeing you during this week, hopefully on the Zoom call on Thursdays, but definitely stay tuned for that video tomorrow. All right, take care, be kind, and be well. Bye-bye.